Alrighty, good afternoon to everyone. Okay, camera's working, mic's hopefully working. How's everyone doing this evening? Oh, hey Nolis. Oh, good. Glad you can hear me loud and clear. How's everyone's evening going then? Well, I suppose it's not evening right now, it's, well, here it's sort of mid-afternoon-ish. Mid to late. Not the bestest, but not catastrophic either. You meant to go out this morning, but didn't sleep, so you didn't. Ah, that's fair. I had to get up early than I've been used to lately because I, had a, well, I had to get my blood drawn. Okay, so, to recap. Maya had her first channeling, and she stands accused of, while possessed by a ghost, of stabbing and shooting her client. We've just proven that Detective Gumshoe is Detective Gumshoe in court. So the next witness is of course the a southern lady who gets very enthusiastic about stuff. And I apologise in advance because I cannot do a southern accent, well, Southern American accent. Not to be confused with a South American accent, which is even less well defined than a Southern American accent, by virtue of applying to different countries. Anywho, June the 21st, 11:37 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Phew, that was a close one. I know you're giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you're wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. What's that orange stuff? Well, I won't say that Oxventure didn't sort of inspire this kind of look, but I got mostly got the idea from that one Pokemon advert where all the people are dressed as their favourite Pokemon. Wait, is there a Pokemon gym leader who dresses like this? But yeah, this is basically just sort of half the makeup for the Guild of Icons later. Thanks. Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, here's the next witness who I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghosts will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Oh, there's one with big headphones and a visor. Fair enough. Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. I didn't know that. June the 21st, 11:43 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 2. Oh, hey, operator. Yep, I finished the first game, but now I'm on to the second.
Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Ow!
I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there and quietly watch like a good little boy.
Yes, sir.
Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Alessa. Oh, the one with who dresses like the evolution of the Electrobuzz. Yep, she literally somehow gets away with whipping people. Yep, Dom energy intensifies. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please.
Hey, Phoenix, how you doing?
Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know.
Yowza.
Name and occupation.
I declare, what incarnation? Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine.
That's fine?
That ain't fine. That's a whip. There.
There is no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. The thing I like about Francisco von Karma is you literally cannot exaggerate how she uses the word fool.
I haven't even got to say my name and job yet. The name's not hard. I'm a paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay?
What kind of families did the judge grow up in? Witness's account.
Only the doc and the defendant went into the challenge chamber. We were waiting outside the door and then bang! We hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant, waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room.
Again, I'm very sorry to anyone with an actual southern accent.
And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place?
Reckon course.
Excuse me?
Reckon course.
It's short for you reckon? Course I did. Yeah.
Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your pictures to the court. This obscure YouTuber called Enosect made a little music video with animations of Elisa, and it sounds pretty cool. Oh, nice.
The moments of truth. What will be in that picture?
Let's see here. This here's the picture.
It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in the room.
Lotta's photo added to the court record. A picture taken at the murder scene. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
I will clear all doubts about Mayor through this cross-examination. Just watch me.
Sick, Eno, but the URL says Enocetic. Enosect. Okay, that is hard to pronounce. You hadn't realised the big poofy thing was a jacket and you thought it was a bird kind of thing. Wait, on Von Karma or on Lotta?
Was it really only those two that went in?
Objection!
What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why didn't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them?
Yes, Dr. Gray and Mayer were the only two that went into the room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client.
Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the challenge chamber, you hear? Again, I'm very sorry. Mostly sorry. But you know that from the very beginning. But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue.
Was it really a gunshot?
Objection!
Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why didn't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot?
Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world just becomes just a little crueler.
Oh, you mean on Elisa? Fair enough.
I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard.
That was a continuity nod, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone who knows better.
Now this is where the story heats up. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down.
Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then?
Yes, Miss Von Karma. I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an Inquisition? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition!
Hey Froy, how's it going?
No need for apologising. That was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I'd have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign.
And what did you see when you broke in? Oh, goodness, it's going good. Good going.
Are you sure it was the defendant, Mayor Fay?
Sure, I'm sure.
Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. Lotta, please think back to that day one more time.
What you getting at?
Remember what you said when we broke into the room?
I was murdered. Click.
Lotta, at a time like this.
Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Mayor? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Had to get up quite early to have my blood drawn. So I've been awake far longer than I wanted to.
When you saw the murder at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Mayor Fay or not. Am I correct?
Well, you see.
Order! Miss Hart, you're here to present accurate testimony.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good. This shifts things back to my side.
For a defence lawyer, your defence is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber.
When they entered?
One of those people that entered the chamber was Mayor Fay, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Mayor that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Mayor Fay.
Exactly.
Rats. And I'm trapped like one. Again.
His hair does look kind of like Ratty's if you squint a bit.
Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am. But that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fay? But there was no one else in there and you know it. The channeling chamber was dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one in there? What about?
Despite all his rage, of which there generally isn't much of, to be fair. Exactly.
What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Rick Given. Huh? What in the... Rick Given. You know, you reckon? That's a given. Took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind the folding screen. If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart? What? What? You got a problem? Rick Given. I mean, I'm having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as Rick Given.
Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? For the record, Lotter is making it up. Fair enough. Still, once again, to be fair, I'm making up the accent I'm using for her as I go along, so...
Just as I thought. There's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Mayor Fay. And I can rhyme on a dime. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, indeed. Op. I'm sure no one actually thinks Americans use those words, no less.
The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we all think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one more move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove that's not Mayor in the photo?
Save scum time. The I reckon stuff is 7. Yeah, that's actually quite a common feature of northern accents as well. Saying I reckon. Or reckon so and such like. Which makes sense considering the South was actually settled by a lot of northerners. Anything that would prove it's not Mayor in the photo.
Your Honour? Mr. Wright? It's possible that the person in this photo is not the defendant. What? Do you know what you're proposing? Yeah, that's just plain false talk. Thanks, guys. Your show of support was just great. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show the court some proof. Proof to this court that the person in this photo is not Mayor Fay.
Okay. The key to a Texan accent, you think, is there's an outtake of Reba trying to say chewing ice and simply can't. Ass, chewing, etc. Nope, Maya has long hair. Yeah. Basically, she was channeling a spirit at the time, allegedly, so she... and when that happens, she basically morphs into whoever she's channeling. Yeah, the intense music is always a bop. Okay, how do I prove this isn't Maya? I'll just try presenting her profile and see what happens. Here's your proof.
Objection!
Is there a problem?
Oh no, I thought I would work on my inflections. Just wondering what an objection with a twist of "you're wrong" sounds like.
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I don't follow your logic. Shoot, I guess I wasn't showing enough confidence.
Attempted Resident Evil 8 joke fails. Ah well, there's always next time, no less.
Take that! Objection!
Okay, that didn't work. I'm just going to load and see if just going forward without presenting anything works.
Well, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor.
That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Mayor Fay.
I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough! Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it's quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible.
I told you. Totally 100% impossible.
Ms. Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness?
Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed.
What about the defense? No further questions, I presume. I couldn't protect Maya. The defense.
Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets.
Mia?
And as you can see, she is currently possessing the 8-year-old. Because they just had to get those clothes as tight as possible, I guess. I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say?
Pearls?
Her clothes are a bit small.
Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Just use your inspiration. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? Dr. Gray. Click.
I was murdered. Wait.
I was murdered.
Which of those sounds better?
What?
Click.
Lotta, at a time like this.
The former one.
I was murdered.
Yeah, that probably does.
Tabs like this are perfect for snapping up shots.
You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle.
Mia?
Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. Naughty, naughty, Lotta.
Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period. Please wait, Your Honour. The defence would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination is already ended. Furthermore,
It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Oh, ain't she confident? Oh, thanks for the follow, Chasing Amy. I hope you're having a lovely afternoon, or whatever it happens to be in your time zone. Von Karma's case is perfect, absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that?
But I mean, I must have some place I must go after this. All right, I'll allow it.
Nola says, your Weebass read that as Chasing Gamey. And the second voice invokes the croaky nudges from the grudge. But yes, the former. Fair enough. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Fun fact, that sort of low croak's one of the things they sort of teach you if you want to retrain your voice. Because it's a very exaggerated, tight croak.
Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony.
Oddly enough, it's actually also what I'm using with the judge's voice.
Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it.
See, you got through to the judge somehow, right?
Well, actually it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him.
When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot.
Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections.
Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. By the way, how's my Von Karma voice? I'm sort of trying to make it more distinct, a bit more assertive and authoritarian than the voice I use for Mia.
So, what did she look like?
You know, she looked almost like a different person.
A different person?
Okay, Freud likes it. Nola says the authority bit is coming through. Oh, good. She may have seemed like a different person, however she was still Maya Fey. We've already made that point abundantly clear.
Yes, that's true. Well then, Miss Hart, did you happen to see anything else?
Hold it!
Then perhaps that body was not Dr. Gray's at all.
Oh, come on, Phoenix, that is reaching.
Huh? Well, I reckon it's possible.
Objection!
If the body inside the room was not that of Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Well, what if it was that of Maya Fey after the channeling? Or maybe... Ow!
Foolish fool, spouting foolish foolishness, just as I expected of a foolish fool such as you. If that were the case, then that would mean that Maya Fey is, in fact, dead. Murdered. And someone is responsible. And that would make the defender's chair quite a lonely place, wouldn't it?
Sorry, Maya. Are you all done here? Can I continue?
Hold it!
And even knowing that, you still persist in being a paranormal photographer. That's why I'm getting out of this here business. This gal's gonna get the dirt on the stars and be a tabloid photographer from now on. She goes through jobs faster than a baby through diapers. Well,
Mr. Phoenix Wright, would it kill you to stay on topic for a change?
well, would it, Mr. Wright? Nice. Tag teamed in stereo. Guess I should be grateful it's not in 5.1. Dolby surround sounds.
Hold it!
2 right. Two what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots. Pew pew. But only one has been submitted as evidence. Miss Hart, where is the other picture you have been withholding? No, you got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know it can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? Von Karma? Miss Von Karma? You're hiding critical evidence? Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this. You're as bad as your father. Your Honor, the defense asks that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Well, yes.
Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious.
But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's rude.
The apple didn't fall far from all that. Maybe not, Nolus, but we'll see.
That's not fair. It's mean.
Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a schoolchild?
I was so angry I lost my composure. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court?
I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all.
How could you think?
The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence.
More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that?
If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Lotta's photo too added to the court record. A picture taken at the murder scene. That narrows it down. Well, golly gee, it's a completely different looking person. Oh, it's that time of the stream again. That's right, Nolis. TSMR. Also correct, Froy. And remember the emoji for that's tier 1 now, so you can unlock it with channel points. Or breadcrumbs, as we call them around here.
What is this picture?
It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-centre, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur.
I think an important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Mayor Fay. What is the meaning of this?
Fun fact, I personally suffer from pretty bad face blindness, so this will actually go right over my head.
This might be the break I was looking for. Now, shouldn't I not insist that the person in this picture is not Mayor?
I mean, it's kind of dishonest because we know it was technically Mayor, unless it was actually Mayor, but on the other hand, it was not Mayor in the moral sense, so...
Your Honour, as you can plainly see, the person in this picture is not Mayor Fay. Yes, I see that. It's not just a face, her whole body has taken on a different appearance. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn, then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Order, order, order! Well, yes, I believe you're correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Mayor Fay. Mia, we did it.
You're too soft.
Huh?
You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face.
She is smiling.
I think you'd better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Miss Von Karma? What do you mean by that?
Your Honour, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. Uh-oh. This was taken yesterday at the detention centre's visitors' room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Mayor Fay, during his visit.
Mayor Fay? But isn't this a totally different person?
She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit.
What? But there's no drinking allowed in the detention centre. It's unbelievable that she can...
Yet, it is the truth. When Mayor Fay is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may.
Mia?
Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that that picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously, I know this picture is illegal. But I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place.
Why is she?
From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burnt into the judge's mind. She's literally saying that how she manipulated the judge right in front of the judge.
I don't even have a single witty line.
It looks like we've been had.
I don't claim to understand this, and I still can't believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Mayor Fay? If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Mayor?
Judge, what did I have for breakfast?
What did I have for breakfast?
Oops.
Your Honor. Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see. This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up till now.
Oh, there's no bullet hole.
A contradiction?
So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point out exactly what's so strange about this picture?
Take that!
Please direct your attention here. To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it.
Yep, this case certainly is something, Froy.
And that is exactly what it is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing.
Should be there?
There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Miss Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You'll most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument.
Don't celebrate yet.
You like to bring down the moods, don't you?
Take a look at Miss Von Karm's face.
Ugh, she's got that condescending grin plastered on her face again.
It's a fun expression. Jumping the gun again, I see, Your Honor. I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools.
What do you mean? And what incompetent fools?
If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I couldn't have known this picture was of any value to this case.
I see. She's lying through her teeth. I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything.
But you can't prove that. Francesca Von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honour, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming.
Oh, poor Gumshoe.
Yep, that's right, Amanda. Francesca in the court. And she whips it good. How are you doing today? Joe, not Amanda. Sorry, I'm getting your names mixed up again. Or your handles mixed up again. Which is ironic because Amanda literally just goes by Amanda. Yeah. Is that pronounced Joanna or Johanna? I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion.
Poor Gumshoe.
Same Phoenix, same.
In this case, it's a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve.
Oh, waiting for a train to Stockholm. Yeah, tell on me. Not a fan of trains myself, but I know some people are.
However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none.
The judge is confused by the strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright?
Got it. Watch this, Mayor. Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for the contradiction.
Okay, we know it's real. We know the bullet hole must have been made before this because... obviously. So the shooter must be someone else.
The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. Aliens. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether.
What?
Order! 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 If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Ow!
Why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess. I like that she, well, she said mess because she can't say something else entirely.
A complete mess. I fail to see how. Please enlighten us.
Hey, witness.
What the heck? Is there any way to ask a gal a favour?
Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Aliens wouldn't be the weirdest thing in this game. What if it was? A ghost. I mean, canonically it could be a ghost. Like, I'm pretty sure there's at least one case where the killer was indeed a ghost. You're the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. She is really going at that desk.
Well, you know.
If you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Kinky. Look, sis. You're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you...
I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest.
Now you see, riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? Hadn't known Franny just keeps banging on the stand in this pose. The objection.lol videos always have a bang 3 times, then change poses. Ah, nice. And where did this other woman appear from?
Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Well, if the defendant in this picture is not if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses 2 very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from?
That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright.
I can't believe that even Mia is calling me by my full name. But I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this?
Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now?
To turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective.
Phoenix.
So, where did this intruder appear from? And where did the mayor disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? And what if Mare had left that room somehow? If I could prove either one of those contradictions were true. Hey Kiara, how's it going? Oh, just gonna get... Oh, Froy, could you just give Kiara a shout out? So for those who don't follow her, Kiara's pretty cool. She does... I think she mostly just hangout streams at the moment. So just generally talking about music and stuff. And she's well worth a follow. I'm pretty good. Voice is failing, but I'm not going to be streaming too much longer anyway. Oh, Froy, that exclamation mark, SO, a space, and then the person's name. So in Kiara's case, that will be exclamation mark, SO, space, Kiara strings. Perfect. And this is why I made Froy a mod.
Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with.
I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... No problem, Kiara. Yeah, as I think I said it when I was in your stream earlier, but I had my blood drawn this morning, so I've been awake for far longer than I wanted. Okay, a third person entered it. Mare had left the room, or something Phoenix cannot explain.
Your Honor, I'd like to present some evidence. I have proof there was someone else in the room before the murder took place.
Technically, a third person entered through Mare. Technically. You hope I get my rest soon. Well, I've got this stream and I've got D&D later, but I should be okay.
Please take a good look at this. Okay?
I've already seen it.
Thank you. And what is the purpose of this item? Don't you see, Your Honor?
I don't think you actually see what you're doing.
I think it is the court that you should be citing you, Mr. Wright. Ouch, that stung.
Okay. Okay. Do you think it's like a Freaky Friday situation with Mare, but it's channeling? Well, that's the assumption.
I'm sorry, but I simply can't.
You see? And the reason is quite simple. Because there is no explanation. That's why.
As I thought. Another big waste of this court's time.
Phoenix, you can't just give up like that.
But Mayor,
Rethink things one more time. There has to be an explanation. I'm already perfect, so of course my conclusions are also perfect. Why is she putting perfect in quote marks?
Alright, Phoenix, calm down and let's try this one more time. What if before we broke in, a third person was already in the room? And what if Mayor had left that room somehow? If I could prove either one of those conditions were true. Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with.
Okay. Maybe there's something I can use to prove that Maya had left the room. Maya did actually mention dreaming she was buried. Whether that's supposed to mean given we were later told mediums don't dream while... Ah.
Mayor had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this.
Oh? How foolish a fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Mayor Fay was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fay. The chance of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary.
Anyway, let's see some evidence. Proof that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defense had left the room.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's actually a way to bring up her dream. Yes, this is indeed difficult, Froy. Oh yeah, the glowy thing was given to Pal.
Take that!
Okay, that wasn't it. That newspaper doesn't have a picture of Mimi or whatever her name, does it? Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't think that actually proves anything. Okay, I need something that will either prove that someone else entered the room, or proof that Maya left the room. I guess I could try that. Okay, I'll try and use the nurse's picture from her profile. See how that goes.
Take that!
Nope. Okay. We need to prove that she left the...
Take that!
What about the newspaper?
Take that!
Nope. That doesn't prove anything either. Okay, what else is there? Something that proves a third person entered the room, or that Maya left it. Okay, well, there's not much point in being stuck, so I'm just going to cheat a bit.
Okay. Apparently it's the key. I don't know how that's supposed to make sense.
Take that!
Miss Hart, do you remember this key?
Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Mare locked the door from the inside of that. The defendant herself locked the door? Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key is the only one of its kind, after all.
Oh, one of a kind, you say?
Wait, Mr. Phoenix right?
Yes, it looks like she's catching on.
I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession?
Huh? What do you mean? If Mayor Fay locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed.
Yeah, I don't think they actually gave that detail anywhere, so it's not a great puzzle.
However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Well, for that ain't a kick.
So how come you're holding it?
I got this as a present from a certain little girl,
That sounds creepy.
and that little girl wasn't nowhere near the crime scene at the time.
But that's preposterous. Children are clearly scared of you.
This means that Mayor Fay must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key that you see before you.
No.
It seems we have come to an impasse, eh? This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted into evidence. Miss Von Karma?
How can this be?
At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible.
My perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict.
That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned.
June the 21st, 1:32 p.m, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know?
Yeah. It's not like anyone else in there could have done it.
Nick, I know you're trying to really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that a third person could have gotten into that room.
Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance.
Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me?
Sure. Alright, pals. You ready to go buy some tickets?
Huh? A ticket?
Poor thing. So sheltered. She doesn't even know about capitalism.
Okay. That's an hour and 15 minutes. I can't really go past 1:30, so that's a good... because I need to get some lunch, well, dinner, before D&D, so we'll call it there.
Thanks very much everyone for coming. As I've already said, at 7:30 I'll be on Nick's channel, aka his cursedness, with some D&D. So give that a follow if you want to see that. Yep. You're welcome, Kiara. P.S. Everyone follow Kiara. And you're welcome, Froy. And Nolus. Might be around for D&D, Nolus, but you're going to take a nap, fair enough. Yep, I'm glad you caught it, Kiara. Okay. Ah, yes. And Tally is playing Hitman, so we'll give her a raid. Okay. Ah, yes. And... just heard my own voice. I hate that. Do I really sound like that? Super Talia DX. Okay, so we're going to give Talia a raid. Hopefully my copy of Eternal Darkness will arrive Monday, and I'll be able to start streaming it from then. But if not, I'll stream some more Phoenix Wright. If it arrives tomorrow, which I don't think there's a great chance of that, I might stream it. If I've not got it, but I think I might just rest anyway. And if you're coming to the D&D stream, I'll see you then. If not, hope you all have a lovely evening and have a lovely weekend. And we're raiding Talia in 3, 2, 1, and go.